Alright, continuing on with Remembrance of the Cousin. I think this is the last thing on my notes here. During the time from when my cousin was living at this big house. Uh, there used to be a farmhouse area at the edge of town with the trees and everything. It's funny remembering these things, because like the things that I'm remembering, I'm like some of them, I'm thinking, did this all these things happen on the same day, or were these like stretched out to a few different things? They might have all happened. Like a lot of these things might have happened all on the same day. This thing right here, I think might be this might have happened like for on the same day that we were like what I was talking about previously about we went to Shopco and we were walking down by the stream over by the St. Mary's University and him peeing in the stream, like all that. I think that happened on the same day as this. So we were just exploring and walking around. So we were in this one area. I think it was the same area that we had like we were over by this, I guess, like a culvert, and was slipping in the mud, and he said, "Hey, there's an alligator," and I was freaking out. I think it was the same area. Uh, because I was trying to, I was trying to bike around recently, trying to find this area. I think I was in the general area, but like I don't know if I was in the exact area because I just remember that there were all these houses around. So things have changed a lot since then. So that was like 30 years ago. So I guess that's understandable. There was just this moment where we were like walking back to his house, but we were like it was a long ways away. It felt like a long ways away, especially if you're walking. So for me, it was like an unfamiliar area. Maybe it was a little unfamiliar for him. I don't think we were lost though. We were probably just tired from walking. So we just stopped, and there was this moment where he said, my cousin had said, "I wish my dad was here." It's kind of a nice sentimental moment for him, I suppose. But for me, like, so his parents were divorced, and I just remember uh, somebody was saying something negative about his dad, or at least I got the impression there was something negative about his dad, which I guess is kind of understandable since like his parents were divorced. So I don't remember why there would be something negative about my cousin's dad, because I don't think I never even met the guy, so I shouldn't have had any reason to dislike him. Uh, I just knew my cousin's mother. Like it was, I guess that's the familiarity thing again. Like because like I didn't know someone, I didn't like them because I didn't give them a chance, I guess. So my cousin said, "I wish my dad was here," and my response was, "I don't." So my cousin probably didn't appreciate that comment. Like, I don't want your dad here. So kind of mean of me to say, I suppose. But I think I just said I don't. I don't feel the way you do about your dad. Which I guess is kind of understandable. But I didn't know him, so I didn't. Guess that's all there is to say about that. Kind of a nice moment for him, just recognizing uh, that my cousin had this sensitivity. Like he just wanted his dad to be there. I guess just to pick us up because he was tired of walking. Or maybe he just missed his dad. Maybe. So this next note, definitely feel like I'm jumping ahead with the chronology because I think like this next thing happened much later, maybe like a couple of years later, or maybe a year later. Because I'm pretty sure he was living in a different place at this point. Hmm. But I think this happened when he was living in town again, but in a different house. I think this was when he was living, when his, I think this was after his mother got remarried, and so he had a stepdad and stepbrother. I think so. I think this was around this time. But we weren't. This didn't happen at his house though. This was at a recreational center. We had a recreational center in my town. Well, we still do. I actually read in the paper that they were talking about demolishing it, which is kind of sad. And I saw some comments in the paper about the community did not like that. Like they were gonna. I think they're talking about tearing it down for like a new fire department or new police fire slash police department building. So this recreational center is this place where kids can play and have fun. Uh, I remember liking that. Well, I don't really have too much positive memory of being inside the building, but outside the building, there's this big yard with like a playground. I remember that area. Uh, but inside the building, I have this not too nice of a memory. In a way, kind of nice, but so I remember being inside this recreation center. We well, my cousin called it the Rec. I think there are a couple of them in town. So there's the East End Rec and the West End Rec, Recreational Center. I remember being inside and there were pool tables, and I think it was called bumper pool tables. So there's regular pool tables, but there was a bumper pool table, which I thought that was weird. It had these bumpers on the table, so you're like shooting like normal, shooting the ball on on the table, but it like bumps into these bumpers. Weird. That was weird. I remember there was a TV like mounted up on the wall, and I remember the old Incredible Hulk show was on, uh, where Bruce Banner, where he change into when he changed into the Hulk. Like I think like there was this they had this money this funny funny sound the music would like he would change into Lou Ferrigno, like a completely different guy. But in the store in the show, he's changing into the Hulk. So he's changing into a big muscular green guy. But he was really Lou Ferrigno. Lou Ferrigno, I guess an Italian guy. Probably like a weightlifter, I think. But he's all green. Uh, so that was on the TV. I remember there. But okay, so there was this moment where uh, so there's this gymnasium in this recreational center, and I remember me and my cousin were in there, and I guess we had basketballs, and me and my cousin, we just like my cousin just wanted to, just hang out and have fun in there. But we were in this gymnasium with the basketballs, and there were these older kids. I don't know, I'm not sure how much older, but from from my perspective, they were like giants. They were scary, but they might have been just like a couple of years older, and like 12 or 13. Yes, real scary, 12 and 13-year olds. But I think they were picking on I think they were like bullies because I think there was this one point where they either said or did something to me, which was like picking on me. I don't remember exactly what. Maybe they came over and took the basketball away from me, or maybe they threw a basketball at me, or maybe they said something mean to me. But I don't remember exactly what it was. I just remember my cousin uh, was he tried to defend me. He said something in my defense. Oh, my battery's getting low. Better plug it in quick. I don't want the laptop running out of battery power on me here. Okay, so my cousin, he said something in my defense because he saw I was being picked on, which is a really nice gesture when I think about it, especially considering I wasn't always nice to him, which I'll talk about later in the videos. So it's nice to think back on that. That my cousin was like he wasn't like a complete jerk. He actually was trying to defend me. He was because I don't know. I guess he because he was a few months older than me. He felt like and we were cousins. He felt like he should protect me if someone else was being mean to me. So it's nice to think about that gesture that my cousin was there to look out for me. But like so he it was I think it was just like a verbal thing. I think uh, well at least for my cousin, I think he said something to in my defense. But then I think there was some retaliation from these older kids who were picking on me in the basketball gymnasium thing here. I think it might have been just like a threatening kind of gesture, like like kind of like advancing towards my cousin, like oh yeah, like threatening, like just kind of walking up close to not exactly like in basketball games where they're like "Roar," getting all up chest bumping. Well, I don't think it was anything like that. Not that extreme, but like I think there was some like intimidation going on with these older kids. So yeah. So I was being picked on by these older kids, and then my cousin came to my defense, and then these older kids were then coming after my cousin for saying anything. So I wish I could remember these things in more detail, but from what I can remember, it's an interesting memory for me anyway, and a nice gesture on my cousin's part. So I appreciate the gesture anyway.